Hey, welcome back. It is 8:21. This is 2 News Today on Dayton CW. I'm Dan Edwards on this Friday, and Jamie's weekend forecast, followed by Carrie's 2 News Today time saver traffic report just ahead. But now I'm joined by Susan Bodery of Education First, an education policy firm that helps school districts across the nation implement reforms and procedures. And Susan, great to have you with us this morning. Thank you for coming in such a cold morning. But you have been on Governor Taft's Education Advisory Board, and you also have talked to 15 other different governors from across the nation. And much goes into preparing a state budget, as Governor Kasich delivered yesterday as far as the education is concerned. What were your thoughts on what he had to say yesterday?
Well, I think it's promising. The administration has made an attempt to do a number of things that are really important. One is to recognize that school districts can't afford right now to lose funds, and so they're guaranteeing that school districts are going to get at least as much funding next year as they did this year. But they're also pushing some things that are very important. One is to recognize that different types of children need different types of support in order to succeed. And so they've built that into the funding plan. They've built into the funding plan an equalization mechanism so that every school child is supported at the level of $250,000 of property wealth, which is a big deal. So, you know, up at the 96th percentile, every district will be equalized to that. So those are very important moves, but even more critical, they've really made an attempt to make this an education improvement plan, not just a finance plan, and push districts to think differently about how it is that they're doing the work that they do, and freeing up a lot of innovative opportunities for districts going forward.
You know, you were talking about how you liked how they are connecting the pre-K, the K through 12, along with secondary, post-secondary education with business.
Right.
And so that excited you with what he proposed yesterday.
It has. There's a recognition and also some funding proposed that would recognize the fact that students who come to school in kindergarten without quality early childhood education need more in order to succeed, and they're providing some of that important funding. But they're also inviting business in and causing our schools to be intentional about creating the kinds of experiences, particularly in career technical education, that will prepare students for the jobs of the future here in Ohio. And making that connection with business, bringing business more tightly into the partnership at K-12 and not only at the post-secondary level is going to be a game changer. Anything
he didn't say that concerns you? Like how to pay for all this? I mean, there wasn't a lot of specifics.
Well, I think that the specifics will come in the budget, which we will see next week. We'll also see the spreadsheets per district next week. I'm not troubled by what he didn't say. I think that I am encouraged by the pieces that are already released. I'm encouraged by the fact that there will be an increase of 6.5% funding from the state in the first year and 3.2% funding in the second year. Those are encouraging steps forward. I'm also encouraged by the tone of the conversation, of bringing additional people into the conversation over time to solve some of the problems that are still there. And also this straight A fund to be able to have districts propose innovation and competitively fund that. Very exciting.
So a little stability, you think, now, and calm some nerves, so to speak.
Yeah, there's some predictability in the funding, but there's also a push on accountability. And I think that getting that tension right matters greatly to serve students well.
All right. Susan Bodery of Education First, thank you so much for being with us and giving us your opinions on yesterday's proposal by Governor Kasich. Appreciate it.